Hi everyone, my name is Casey Downey. This is my Artifact 8 for Standard 4.1 Criteria 12, Standard 4.3 Criteria 14, Standard 4.4 Criteria 15, and Standard 5.2 Criteria 17. Standard 4.1 or Criteria 12 focuses on collaborating with another educator. So how I collaborate with other educators is through my weekly team planning. So as a grade level, I teach fourth grade and we're all self-contained. So instead of one teacher planning out her every subject for her whole entire unit, we just divide the subject areas between the six of us. So as you can see to the right, we are all assigned different subject areas to plan. So for example, I plan the social studies. So I plan the learning targets, the pacing, the interactive lesson plans, the activities, the videos, everything that a teacher would need, including assessments that the teacher would need to teach that unit. To the left, as you can see, we do have a team OneNote where we house all of our different resources and our pacing guides for each subject area. The standard 4.2 or criteria 14 focuses on facilitating a virtual learning activity featuring expert guests to advance the learning objectives. So the virtual learning activity that I planned was an I Survived Beyond the Battlefield, a virtual field trip to the Museum of the American Revolution. So this interactive lesson followed the author of the I Survived series, and as she spoke to different people and or different experts at the Museum of the American Revolution, as you can see that there are different experts that on the subject of the American Revolution. One talked about the different battles, another one talked about the different artifacts. Now, the virtual field trip did include like maps and some paintings that were relevant towards the American Revolution to kind of give students more context and some more background information on the American Revolution. There was even a part during the virtual field trip where one of the experts from the museum showed different artifacts, such as a Hessian helmet, a knapsack that one of the soldiers carried, different weapons that they would have used. So standard 4.4 or criteria 15 focus on demonstrating effective communication with all of the student supporters. So I communicate several different ways. The first way I do every week, I send out a weekly update on my county learning management system to all the parents so they know what we're learning, some upcoming dates, what to really focus on to help their child succeed. I also post assignments in this learning management system. I reach out to parents via phone calls if I find necessary. I can do private message and emails to and from parents. I have a behavior calendar for each of my students that goes home with them every day so parents can actively see how their child's behaving in school. And then I also send home a calendar of events so parents can see month by month what what important dates will be coming up in our class. So as you can see on the left, my weekly updates I send out every week, and it's just I break it down what we're focusing at each subject area, some tips, and what to focus on for our upcoming testing season. And then at the very bottom, there is a list of different upcoming events. And I also mention, hey, reach out if you need me to reach out. Now on the right, there are students' assignments that are housed in our learning management system for the county, and the students have been using this management system for years, so they know exactly how to go in, check their grades in there, how to post the necessary assignments to our learning management system. So this is one of our calendar of events. As you can see, they have important dates, what day in our specials rotation. So like day 1, when our Thanksgiving feast was, some spirit nights, and when some different events we have school-wide, as well as some upcoming breaks. Now here's the behavior calendar that each student has. As you can see, they are marked on different numbers and different letters. So for example, if someone was disrespectful, I would mark on their calendar 1A because they kept interrupting, and then I would make an anecdotal note and have parents sign it so they can reinforce that behavior at home. Now, standard 5.2 or criteria 17 focus on aligning content area standards. So there were several there's two state standards that this lesson focused on. So it focused on explaining the cause and events that led to the American Revolutionary War, and then curating, analyzing, and evaluating a variety of resources and digital tools to construct knowledge and produce creative artifacts. And then some ITSE standards was curate information and students communicate clearly and express themselves creatively in a variety of purposes using a platform of tools, formats, and digital media appropriate to their goals. So the assignment students had was to create an Adobe Express video over the causes of the Revolutionary War. Now, as you can see, there was a rubric for this assignment, and before I just let the students go on Adobe Express, I explained explicitly each category and the differences between a 4 and a 1, and so I could clear up any misconceptions, and the students knew their expectations going into creating this video. As you can see, I did have students create a pretty good video, so their expectations, they had to include at least one text feature, such as a picture, and then they had to explain each cause. So for example, this student explained that one of the causes was Boston Tea Party, and she explained that colonists were mad at King George, so they threw the tea into the harbor. Now, unfortunately, this student didn't get all her points because she didn't explain each event in detail, like why was the tea in the harbor? Why were they mad at King George? So she just said they were mad and they threw tea in the harbor. That was my Artifact 8. Thank you for watching.